Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play, Let's Create of RPG Maker MV. So, last episode, we did this little oasis that we set up so the party could get rested after their long journey from the first town in the game, across a couple of these bridges, Dragon Warrior style. And it's time for us to set up this cave. This is where our main party is going to head into this cave and have to fight the first boss, okay? So, let's set up our cave. The first thing we're going to need is we are going to need a new map. And we're going to call this one Slaver's Cave. It should have the apostrophe, right? I'm not dumb. I hope not. We'll see. This is a dungeon. All right. So we're setting up a dungeon. We need a pretty good sized dungeon here. Let's say, what if we started out, let's go 30 by 30 to start, and we'll see what happens. So let's hit OK. We've got our new map, Slaver's Cave. This is a little bit small, but we'll see. So the first thing we need to do is design our dungeon. There's a couple ways we could do this. We could do what we've been doing before. We could go ahead and we could set up a very intricate, well-planned, well-designed idea. Or we can actually use a built-in tool. We can use this Generate Dungeon tool if we'd like to. And we can tell if we want a maze-like dungeon or a dungeon with some rooms. We can tell if we want wide passages or if we want to add margins. Let's add margins around. Let's not use wide passages. And then we can choose the layout. If you remember, our exterior layout is that kind of brownish stone for the mountains. So we'll use this brownish stone layout. And we'll use this basic floor. So let's hit OK. And boom! Look at that. Free dungeon. Sets it right up for us and gives us our great layout to begin with. So it's kind of cool. Now, we can still modify this dungeon, of course. There's nothing that says we have to stick with this layout. So we can actually add, again, here's the walls that we're using for our dungeon, and then here is the floor. So if we want, we can have a little section of it actually come out this way and come here. And actually, yeah, we're going to do this. And it's going to go right here, and that's going to be our entrance. I like that idea. So let's get this roof going. We're going to need to adjust this a little bit because I'm a big dum-dum, but that's okay. We're going to come around here, a little bit of the old base. And what I need to adjust is this little section here. I didn't think about the fact that we would need to put in the bottom of the wall for depth reasons. So we need to go ahead and adjust this down. No biggie. Let's get our floor tile. Needs to go one space lower. And let's get our wall tile, one space lower here. So here's the entrance to the cave. We come in. That doesn't feel natural. It feels like we should come in from the bottom since we're facing up when we walk in. So there we go. A little bit of the old bam. Good to go. So you come in this cave. You'll walk up to here. You'll have a choice, left or right. Right will have just a little room. We'll put a treasure in here. And then this will be the critical path. And then up here is where we'll have the boss. So that sounds like a great plan for our cave. So you can see real easy. We could have designed this ourselves, of course. But we don't want anything too elaborate. Again, we're not making a Final Fantasy game here. We're making a fun game for our very first game ever. So we've got our layout for our cave. Of course, the next thing we need to do is we need to set up our enemies. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We have our troop types, as you're used to. We can add in any of our troops. But what we're going to actually do is we're going to modify our troops. This is a cave where the slavers live. And so we want this to actually be full of the slaver enemies. We don't want just random troops. So we're going to go into the database. And we're going to go into enemies. And we're going to go down here. We're at the point where we would be using the ghost, the skeleton, and the orc. Are the enemy types we would use. But we're going to change this, okay? Instead, we're going to open up the ghost here. We're going to change the name of the ghost to... Oh, before we change it, let's change the image. We're going to take a look at our image options. And if we go down here, you'll notice that we have all kinds of cool images that we got with our DLC. But I want to find... Yeah! Here's a wizard... who is facing the wrong way. There we go. There's some archers. Here's some regular people. Do we have any soldiers here? There's a basic soldier. There's like a roguish dude. He's even called a rogue. Do we have anybody else who's, you know, very much a... here we have some actor characters. We can use these for our slavers, I guess. So, why don't we... Oh, that thing is awesome looking. Slavers wouldn't wear heavy armor, so we want our ghost, who ostensibly can cast a fire spell. We're going to make our ghost into a slaver mage. So why don't we use... Oh, we had one that looked like a little mage guy here, didn't we? These people look all so heroic. It's quite awful, but that's okay. There we go. That person looks way too holy to be a slaver. We'll do this lady here. And we can actually change the hue around. Remember our slavers, they pretty much wear red. So she have kind of a reddish outfit we can get her in. That's a little too purple. And we'll go with this color. That looks good. Maybe a little purplish. That sounds good to me. So we'll change this to Slaver Mage will be the name of this character, and hit OK, apply. So if we go to troops, does that add her back in? So now Ghost times 3 is the Slaver Mage. Oh, weird. You're not going to encounter... Huh. Well, whatever. Again, we're not being fancy with this. We're just going with what we've got. So, some Slaver Mages. Slide them over here to the left. Why don't we put 2 down here, and why don't we put 1 like that, okay? Hit apply. That sounds good. So, next up, we have the Skeleton and the Orc. The Skeleton, we're going to change. Why don't we have this be... how about this guy? Let's change his hue up a bit too. That's kind of good. That dark red there. And we're going to call this Mace Slaver. Because he's got a mace. Sounds good to me. Again, we're not changing any stats or anything, so we'll hit apply. In the Orc here, we'll change this to... let's go with... Sword Slaver. Yeah, I got a sweep kick. That looks like somebody who would use a sweep kick along with their sword. That looks good. That same kind of ruddy red. That looks good. Apply that. Can we get this person to be a little more... did I not go far enough? Yeah, she really just doesn't have a good red color. Yeah, we'll just stick it all the way to the right. So, Slaver Mage, Orc Mace Slaver, and we'll call this Sword Slaver. Because why not? We are inventive. So troop types again, we need to adjust these 2 Mace Slavers. We need to, let's have the back one be a little higher up, and this one a little bit lower. How about up a bit like that? Yeah, that feels good. And we need to rename this. Slaver Mage times 3. And then Mace Slaver times 3. And Sword Slaver. But you know what we're going to do? Let's mix these up actually while we're at it. We'll just call this... We'll call this Slaver 1. Oh, hit the wrong button. I just thought of this. Let's make this section a little bit better. Slaver 1. Slaver 2. Slaver 3. So what we're going to do is, why don't we remove 2 of these mages. Let's just make this a little bit better. Why don't we put a mage in back? Why don't we add a slaver? There we go. Why don't we add a mace slaver and a sword slaver? Put the mace guy up here and the sword one right about here. There we go. I like that. Layout feels good. Here we'll have, let's get rid of the second guy here. Let's have one mace and one sword. There we go. And then here, why don't we take out, remove, we'll have two swordies. And we'll put a mace one in the front. How's that sound? There we go. Let's vary the enemy type up just a little bit. Make it a little more dynamic. Get them kind of back from the party a bit. Okay. There we are. So we've set up our groupings here. Let's go ahead and add them in as we've done before. Here we are going to, for the entire map, no, actually not the entire map. We'll use region, where do we stop here? We got up to region 6 and 7, so we're on to region 8. So we'll use region 8 for all of the cave here, and I want it to go up to here. And there's a reason for this. We overpainted that a little bit. We'll get rid of those, just because it'll bother me more than anything else. So you come in. Let's get rid of these spaces here, here, and let's give you a couple steps in before you can get attacked. So you can't get attacked on the very first step into the cave. That always drives me a little bit nuts. All right, because we're going to have a boss up here. Let's not have random encounters happen up there. So to finish out our section, let's put a treasure chest over here. Why don't we? So we'll go to events, and we're going to add in quick event. We're going to add a treasure over here. Let's choose, what type of treasure chest would the slavers have? What if they had just this box? Yeah, you got a box like that. And why don't we put in this box, let's put in 2,000 gold. I just feel like putting 2,000 gold in that box. And then that's the only treasure we'll put in. Over here we're going to have, should we have a little encounter? No, I don't think we will. We'll just have the one treasure. You walk up here and we'll have the encounter here. So, we're inside a cave. This is the Slaver Cave. What kind of place do we have? Well, we know we're going to have our two big bad guys are going to be here. And they're going to need something to sit on. You know, come on. These are the terrible slaver leaders who we've been building up to. We saw them at the very beginning of the game. This is going to be Ed and Carl. Coral! Everyone loves The Walking Dead. Come on. Alright, so what would the slavers have in the part of the cave that they hang out? You know? Well, I think that they would probably have some kind of, I don't know, a mirror that they stole from somewhere. No, that seems silly to me, actually. Not a mirror. They would probably more likely have, how about just these crates? They've got some crates here in the background up against that back wall. That doesn't look right. Okay, maybe the first one did. So they've got some crates against that back wall. They've got some raggedy banners that they stole. Like that they hung in the corner. You know. They've got a chair. Because why wouldn't you have a chair? One of them's got a chair right there. Actually, no. Scratch the chair. No chairs. They would be sitting in a chair. What they could have, though, is they could have some gold laying around. Yeah, they got some gold from where they sold people. And they put the gold in the corner underneath their two little banners. How about if they have just some random stuff? I don't know what they would have. Some barrels, maybe? Let's not go crazy. How about a barrel there? How about we put a barrel here? We'll put something inside of it. I wish I had some more tiles to play with here is all. It'd be nice if we could have, you know, maybe some regular inside the house tiles. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Again, I just don't know how that works. So they'll just be kind of hanging out here in the back. I don't know what they'll be doing. Come on, they've got to be doing something. Is there even like a campfire I can put back here? Or anything? Oh, there's this. This is kind of cool. Well, we'll use that later. Not right now, but ooh, that looks neat. Is there anything? Will they have a statue? No. I don't know what they would have. No idea. So we're going to leave that the way it is. Maybe they'll have this little pot too. There we go. That's enough talking about what the slavers have. Where are we at for time here, folks? Oh, we got plenty of time. So we've laid out our enemies here. Now we need to put in our two bad guys, Carl and Ed. They're going to be hanging here at the back. So we already know how to do this. We're going to go into events. We're going to add a new event here. We're going to call this Ed. And we need to choose Ed's image. If you remember, we just called them Slaver 1 and 2, didn't we? I think is what we called them. Where'd they go? I've lost them. We called them Kidnapper 1 and 2. There's Kidnapper 2's walk. There's Kidnapper 1. Okay. Having trouble. So Ed was this guy, if you remember. I'm pretty sure. We'll go back and check. Apply. And then a new one here. We're going to call this Carl. Now that we know what we called them before when we set them up quite a long time ago in real life. Kidnapper. I don't know why I saved him twice. Weird. Alright, apply. I need to edit this one. I don't want the walking animation, I want the standing pose. There we go. Let's make sure we have them set up right. If we go back to our intro and we take a look here, I can hear them. Okay, no, we don't have any dialogue there. Do we have anything that tells us here? Da-da-da. Carl, get the kid, using Kidnapper 2. Yep, Ed is the cowboy head guy. So we don't want to mess with any of this. We don't want to screw this up. So, Ed, Carl, we got their names right. We remember them. I feel kind of good. Let's zoom in so we can see what's going on. So what needs to happen? Well, our party's going to walk in. They're going to fight their way through Slaver's Cave. Over here, why don't we just make a new event? Why don't we... We don't need to name this event anything. We will just put here, we are going to show some text. You found 3 potions. Ooh, cannot type today. You found 3 potions. We'll put it on the bottom, regular window. And then we are going to change items. We'll increase a constant variable by potion by 3. There we go. Just in the place the player needs to heal. They got here, they forgot to buy healing items whatsoever. And then again, we will add a self-switch. Self-switch to self-switch A. Apply. Create a new event page. Set this to switch A. Apply. Okay. So now this can only happen once, and then it goes to nothing happening, so you don't get anything for searching the same barrel twice. That looks good. So we have our treasure chest, we have our barrel. We're not going to need to put anything in these items here because I have an idea for how people are going to get out. His beard is so funny looking. I just can't get over that. So we want the player to step onto here, and when they step onto here, I want to initiate a cutscene. So before, we've had our auto-run cutscenes, which happen right when the player enters the map. So they'd walk in, we'd disappear the player, we'd have a little cutscene happen, and that would be that. Instead here, we're going to have a cutscene that happens when the player steps on a specific spot. So that cutscene, can we get this done in 10 minutes? I think we can. So that cutscene is going to go, let's zoom in a little bit more so we can see this a little bit better, right here. So the player is going to step on here, or we'll put it right here, just in case something weird happens with diagonally walking. So right here, we're going to do a new event, and we're going to call this Fight. Why not? So for this new event, we are going to, it's going to be pretty simple. Let's see. We just need to come up with some dialogue, which I didn't do before. So when we write dialogue on the fly, that makes things take a little bit of time. I wish I could see. Here, get out of the way. Apply. Okay. Just so I can see a little bit better. All right. So this event, what are we going to do? Well, first thing is we need it to be where the player walks on it. So again, we're going to have this, below the characters, which we really haven't used before. That's caused us problems in the past when we've used it accidentally where we didn't want to. But below the character means the character will be able to walk onto the space, and that'll start the event. So when that happens, we're going to do it with player touch. So as soon as the character walks over this tile, that will begin our scripted event. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to have to make the player invisible. In fact, we're going to have to do a couple things. We need to do the normal thing we've done before here. New. Yes. Maybe. Yes, okay. I gotta figure out how to hide these, where to hide these characters. Let's see. New, set, starting position player. I want to see how far up the player can view. So the player starts out here. How far up can you see? At the most, the player can see up 1, 2, 3. So if we put something way off in a corner, like if we make this larger, I can put something over here, and the player ostensibly will never see it, in theory. So over here, we're going to edit this, and we're going to make it an extra 15, so 45 wide. Okay. Yes, that's going to give me a bunch of extra space over here. So I want to make 2 events over here the player will never see. I want to make a new event, and we need to make Grug. We know how this works. We need a Grug walk. Okay. And I need a new event, and I need a Jax. I don't know why I didn't capitalize Jax's name. Let's find Jax in our list here. Jax walking pose. Got it. Alright, so now we have our actual characters that are in the party. And you know what? Do we want to make our party one bigger for this? Nah, we'll hold off. We'll just have these 2 here for this giant, this fight with our first boss. So what's going to happen? The first event right here. Are you ever going to be able to see them? No, they are going to be out of the way. So let's edit our event. First thing we're going to do is we are going to set transparency for the player. Transparency to on. Apply. Okay. And then do we want the camera to move? Or will the player be centrally located enough that will be okay? So the player's going to go invisible. Do we need to move the camera? I mean, I don't know if I want to offset it. Alright, so if the player's here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. And yeah. We'll move the player over 5. So the player needs to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The player needs to move over 5. So we're going to place the player right here. So edit, change player. Then we're going to set movement route for the player himself. We're going to move up 1 and then right 1, 2, 3. Is that ready? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Do we want to wait? No, actually what we want to do, we need to edit this. We need to delete a couple of these. I want the player to move up 1, but I don't want us to wait. While that happens, we are going to have move our Grug character to here at the same time. Wait, maybe we do have to wait. Yeah, we have to wait for that to happen. So he's going to move up 1, and that'll give us a moment. And then we are going to move our event, set event location. We are going to take Grug. We are going to place him right here, facing up. Okay. Then we are going to move the player. This is where it gets a little rough. Set movement route for player is going to move 1 to the right. Okay, apply. And then we don't. After he moves 1 to the right, this is going to look kind of weirdly jumpy if we take this away. Yes, that'll give us enough space. So then we are going to set another movement route for Grug. He is going to move up. We are not going to wait. We are going to... No, we are going to wait. We'll have to see what this looks like. This will take a little bit of play testing. We might come back in another episode to play test this cutscene. We'll see how long it takes. If I can get this done in the next 10 minutes, I think we'll be good. If we can get it done within 45 minutes in this episode, I'll feel great. New set event location. Move Jax to behind Grug so that our party basically spreads out. Same location. Right there. Facing up. Okay, apply. So Grug has moved up, and now we are going to a movement route for the player. The player has already moved up 1 and right 1. So the player needs to move right, right, right. 3 more rights for the player. So set movement right for player. 1, 2, 3. Do not wait. Okay. Set a movement route for Grug, who is now standing here, to move right, to turn right. Nope. Just to move right. To move right, right. Yep, right, right, right. And then to turn up. Sorry, not left. Delete and turn up. All right. And then at the same time, Jax, who is here, needs to set a movement route for Jax. And Jax needs to move up. There we go. And then right, right. Move right, move right. And we are going to wait for Jax to finish her movement. And then we're going to add in a little bit of a pause of some indeterminate time so we can see if that worked right. So apply. Okay. Let's test it. See if we've got this sorted out. So here we go. She didn't turn up, so we need to get her to turn up. I want to try that again. There we go. Edit. No, not double click there, Grug. Edit this, and I need Jax to turn up. Okay, apply. Try this out. So the player walks here. It's a little bit of a weird cut, but that's okay. But it gets our players where we want them. So the players down here at the bottom, we're looking up at Carl and Ed, the guys we are about to fight. We need to put in some dialogue. So, let's get some dialogue in here, shall we, real quick? No Shakespeare today, folks. Just the normal corny dialogue you've come to expect. So, show text. As usual, we're going to start this out with Grug. Grug will be Angry Grug. Where's Angry Grug? Here we go. Top of the screen, because we're texting it up. We're chatting about, and we're going to say, Slaver scum! Where's Billy? Just right to the cut to the chase here, Grug. So, Slaver scum, where's Billy? And then a little bit of text from our buddy Jax here. Jax? Jax? There we go. A little bit. Just a normal face. Ooh, sorry for the sniffle there, folks. And then we need to show some text here. We need Ed and Carl. Kidnapper 1. Given that... Ooh. Who? Wait. Billy who? Who are you? And what do you want? Billy who? Remember, this is our Texan guy. Who are you and what do you want? That works, okay? Again, the player won't know he's Texan, but you and I know. You saw this get made. Let's see. Some text from Grug. I wish there's probably a way to shortcut this so that you don't have to... So you don't have to choose it out of the list every time. There's probably a shortcut command for that. Billy, my son. Stole makes him sound like property, Grug. You kidnapped him. From my farm. And you... Oh, wait. ... And then how about we have some text here from our buddy Kidnapper 2. Ooh. Sad, confused faced. Kidnapped from a farm. And then we're going to have him do a... His sleazy face is the best way I can describe Kidnapper 2's face here. You must mean that orc brat we took a few days ago. The one with the hot mama. What would this guy say? He's such a jerk in my head. We'll just say the one with the hot mom. Mama sounds good. Mama? Mama? That'll work one. Yeah. Mommy. That's what the kid called it. The one with the hot mommy. And then Grug will shout back in all his anger. Not with that face, he won't. She was my wife. And her name... We really shouldn't start with this, with a sentence with the word and. She was my wife. And her name was Fantine. That looks good. A little more text. We'll change his to that same little woo. Woo. Fantine. And a little bit more for our buddy here. Kidnapper 2, back to Sneerface, and he'll say, woo, Fantine. What a pretty name. What a pretty name. Hope it looks good on her tombstone. Oh! He's cutting Grug deep there. Alright, so what does Grug say? Just sad face? Cry face? What kind of face does Grug? Do we want to have him swear? I feel like... let's keep this PG. How about you son of a... ... Just trail that off, because we can. Alright, and now here is where we're going to have this happen. We are going to move... New... where are we at for time? I feel like we've gone too long. 37. We're going to get this done. It's going to be good. We are going to set a movement route for Grug. Grug is going to move up 1, as he's standing right here. Grug needs to move up. Thank you. No wait for completion. Set a movement route here for Jax. She's going to move up. Why don't we set in a little texting here for Jax? We'll give her the angry eyes from the Jax face. Are these the angry eyes? This is the angrier eyes. Okay. So those two move up, so they're standing here. Once they're both there, we will add in we need an animation effect. Where is that at again? Show an animation on... we're going to show it on Carl. And we're going to do the hit physical, hit thunder. Yeah, we're going to do a hit physical. We're not going to wait. We're going to add a same animation on Ed. Hit physical. We're not going to wait. We're going to play a sound effect. We need a good sound effect for a fight. Is there a slap sound effect or something in here? I don't know what any of these are. Nope, those aren't good. That's good. We'll play that sound effect. That's good. We'll shake the screen. Everybody likes a little bit of screen shake. For 1 second. That looks good. And after that shakes, we're going to go into a battle with these two. So we're going to, same as we had shot processing, we're going to do battle processing. We have to select who we're going to fight. So we need to set that up. We need to set up our enemies here. Woo! Let's apply that. Hit OK. Go to our database. We need to make a new troop. What's a good troop here? In our enemies, we have an imp and a gazer. Let's see. If this is your regular guy, let's jump up a bit. So flame attack, double attack. I don't want to paralyze somebody. Ooh, that's a boss. 1,200 hit points, and our basic dude has 850. Yeah, let's do this. Ooh, we have a werewolf. How are we doing on bad guys? We're running kind of low on bad guys, so gonna be rough. But we're gonna use this werewolf, and we're gonna use this cockatrice. So, yeah, we'll use this. Actually, we'll change this up. We'll use this zombie and this cockatrice, so there's a bit of a jump. We might have to make these guys tougher, but that's okay. So this guy is going to be Carl, and then this is going to be Ed. We'll make Ed the tougher one, because we can. We need to change this image. That's not going to work for Ed and Carl. We need to find somebody who looks similar to him. That's a big scary thing. Let's see. Who looks like... That doesn't look like Carl at all. Carl's got red hair, but he ain't got no fancy clothes. Let's see. No, actually, where's that rogue? Look, that was a really good Carl, I think. Yeah, if we can get this guy to be a little red, with if we could get some black skin on him, so he looks like a dark elf, like... Man, you really can't get that to work. There's no permeation of that works perfect. Ooh, swords. There we go. Okay, there we go. Can I get you to be a little bit hued down with a dark elf looking skin tone? I can make him blue. You know, we can always go back and we could change our buddy. But again, this is supposed to be... There we go. This dark purple will have to work. That's as close as we're going to get right now, without spending a lot of time. I might fiddle with that off screen, but that's alright. So, there's Carl. He's going to have a sword. He has an attack and a double attack. And Ed, who's got magic. And he's got that stupid hat that we gave him that is so distinctive. There's a hat. Oh, this is actually going to work out good. Can we get that blue color? Yeah. Oh, this actually might work out okay. Look at that. We have Carl and Ed. That looks good to me. So let's get over here to troops. We need to make a new troop, so we need to change the maximum to 32. Troop type 32. We're going to call this Carl and Ed. And down here at the bottom, oh, in the middle, we should have a little bit of Carl, a little bit of Ed. I'm going to put Ed in the background. I'm going to put Carl up in the front. Oh, I like this. I like it. So you're going to go into a fight with them. So to make that happen, we need to add in some battle processing. So battle processing with Carl and Ed. I don't know what this variable does. Nope, that's beyond me. So we're going to fight Carl and Ed. You are not allowed to escape. And you can lose. Well, I don't know. We'll just say can't escape. No, sorry, can't escape. So this way the player can't run away. This encounter happens and you're fighting this encounter. If you lose, you're back to your last save. That's all there is to it. So we'll set that up. Hit apply. We'll hit OK. Let's test this real quick. Jump in here. So jump up. Get a little bit of dialogue. Slaver scum, where's Billy? Good job, Jax. Billy who? Who are you and what do you want? Billy, my son, you kidnapped from my farm. Kidnapped from a farm? You must mean that orc brat we took a few days ago, the one with a hot mommy. She was my wife, and her name was Fontaine. Woo! Fontaine? What a pretty name. Hope it looked good on her tombstone. You son of a... Perfect. Now Carl and Ed emerge into battle. And we are ready to fight Carl and Ed. Beautiful, folks. Well, that is where... let me just... let's see how tough they are here. Okay, they're no pushover. So you can't just walk in here and fight them without leveling. Gonna have to level. I don't even know what level I have these characters set to right now. That's gonna need some fine-tuning. But we have set up our main cave, Slaver's Cave itself. We have set up our encounter, where the player will encounter the Carl and Ed characters, and also get a little bit of treasure, find some potions. What's going to happen next is we are going to, in the next episode, set up the events that happen after we kill Carl and Ed. So that'll be the party going back to the city and getting our ship so they can leave. From there, we only have to divine one more city, one more dungeon, and 2 more big encounters. So, and that encounter didn't take hardly any time to set up at all. So, pretty happy with it, folks. So we've set this up. We're moving right along. I'd say we're about 3/4 of the way through making our game and get maybe even closer to getting to the end. I'm going to say thanks for watching, everybody. I want to say please tell your friends. If you're enjoying this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, we hope to see you soon.